When winter rolls around, I am all about roasting vegetables. And in our December issue of Everyday Food, we have a great vegetable roasting chart along with some fantastic roasted vegetable recipes, one of which I'm making today, which is a roasted squash and mushroom pasta. Really simple to make and hearty and delicious enough to just serve this alongside a salad, and you're gonna be happy as a clam. If clams ate roasted vegetables. I've peeled a small butternut squash and I'm scooping out the seeds. You wanted to roast these seeds, I guess you could do that too as a little snack, but I think I'll skip that today. Cut them into about 3/4 inch pieces, 3/4 to 1 inch. Have your oven preheating to 425 degrees. And then just spread your squash onto a rimmed baking sheet. You're gonna need to leave a little bit of room on one side because you're gonna add mushrooms there later. I mean, I suppose you could spread them out and then move them to the side later if you want to, it's up to you. The squash is gonna roast. I'm gonna leave some of the pieces in nice big chunks and some of it I'm gonna mash it into the sauce. It's gonna be really delicious. Then drizzle with about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Add 8 sage leaves. These sage leaves are kind of big. I'm gonna tear a couple of them. Wow, super fragrant. Season with salt and then put it into your 425 degree oven for about 10 minutes while you prep your mushrooms. Here I have 10 ounces of button mushrooms. They've been wiped clean already. They need to be trimmed. I mean, if the bottoms aren't unsavory appearing, you don't have to trim them off, but I have a tendency to do that. They need to be quartered. I love the combination of the rich, deep, savory mushrooms and squash, don't you? Actually, maybe you don't know. Maybe you've never had it before. Today will be your first time. If the mushrooms are kind of tiny, then you can cut them in half instead of quartering them. When the squash has been in the oven for 10 minutes, you can add your mushrooms. You can just drizzle with a little bit more oil. Let's just say another tablespoon of oil. Drizzle with another tablespoon of oil. And then season with salt, and then back into the oven for 10 minutes, then flip everything and another 20 minutes or until everything is cooked through. I have a large pot of water boiling here on the stove to cook my pasta. Any kind of short pasta will do. I'm using gemelli, 12 ounces. Save that extra 4 ounces for when you're eating at home alone. It happens. And then cook it until it's done. It should take about 10 minutes. Now comes the fun part. Well, I don't know. It's fun for me. Take the squash out. What you're going to do is reserve half the squash to make the sauce. That's about half, I think. Then what you do is you take a combination of a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs or fresh breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese with a little bit of salt, and sprinkle it over your remaining squash and mushrooms. Then you put it back into the oven, and everything gets sort of melty and cheesy and crunchy. And that gets tossed into the pasta at the end. It can take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to cook, and what you're looking for is nice golden brown, crunchy bits all over your vegetables. Reserve 1.5 cups of pasta water. You may not eat all of it, but better safe than sorry, right? Drain your pasta. Combine the reserved squash from before and 1 cup of the pasta water. You're gonna make a sauce out of this pasta water and the squash and some cheese. So you just wanna mash the squash a little bit so it sort of breaks down in the pasta water. This will give a nice coating to your pasta when you toss everything together. Remove the rest of your vegetables from the oven. Look at that. See how they're getting all crunchy and golden brown? That cheese is turning into like a frico on the bottom of the pan. Mash your squash against the side of the pot until most of it is broken down, and then stir in the remainder of a half a cup of cheese. You're gonna start the recipe with a half a cup, then take 2 tablespoons to put in the breadcrumbs. This is the remainder. And then you can stir your pasta in. And by now what you should have is a nice sort of thickened sauce made from your squash and your pasta water and cheese. And then you can add the rest of your vegetables that have all those crunchy, delicious, breadcrumby, cheesy bits on top. Sound like a plan? If you really like the way that these look and you like the little breadcrumby, crunchy bits, you can serve a bowl of pasta and then just spoon this on top so you get the full visual effect. Or you can toss it in. Up to you. Oh, hearty and delicious. I am extremely excited. See, you can season with salt, pepper, and olive oil. I'm a big fan of a lot of black pepper in this recipe. I know that I don't always use a lot of black pepper, but I like it here. Voila. I, for one, am ready to try. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so colorful and yummy looking. Who's gonna say no to this? This is a colorful and delicious way to spend an evening. If you're a crazy cheesehead like me, you can sprinkle a little bit more on top and a little drizzle of olive oil, but you are gonna love this. It's so simple and delicious and hearty. And check out some more of our great recipes for roasted vegetables in our December issue. Completely free, guys. On marthastewart.com and on the App Store. Get the issue. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.